hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you?
Jimmy Fallon. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Fallon has some humor to go into, and the gratitude of Jimmy. Dave Blunts came out and said that Kanye tried to groom him when he was working with him. He came out first. It's this update on the dude D4vd. You know what I'm saying? The update on David. You know what I mean? The dude who Kanye groomed him. We don't know if this is true, but he put it in the song and got the people talking, wondering if it's true. Along with they are censoring Jimmy Kimmel. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Fallon came out with a swing. Jon Stewart came out of retirement. Yeah, what's going on? What's happening on this Good Friday? You know what I'm saying? It is a Friday. We have came to the weekend. You know what I mean? We have finally made it at the end of this long week. You know what I mean? Hopefully all y'all weeks was long and productive. Hopefully y'all got everything y'all wanted to do, get done. You feel me? Hope y'all got it all done. You know what I mean? It is Friday, September 19th. You know what I mean? It's 11:30 in the morning right now. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a cool day today. It's going to be about a high of, I believe, 80 today. You know what I mean? 79, 80 today. So getting a break from the hot days that it's been the past couple of days. You know what I mean? But that's what's up, because I hate the heat anyway. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a cool day to get out and walk or something. Walk your dog or something. You know what I'm saying? Walk your cat. You feel me? But yeah, you know what I mean? Ain't too much to go into today. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoyed the last episode. You know what I mean? Last episode 304. You know what I mean? Where I let you know some new details about D4vd, about that dude David who had the body found in the trunk. You know what I'm saying? Let you know who the girl was and all that, and they was dating and all that. I also let you know that Jimmy Kimmel was canceled. You know what I mean? I had a lot to say about that. They trying to censor comedians. That is a new level of censorship going on out here. You know what I'm saying? But that's everything. That's the two topics I went over for episode 305. You know what I'm saying? If you new here, if you just subscribed and this your first episode, you know what I'm saying? This is where we go over the news, go over headlines, go over current events, go over headlines that have been in your face whenever you logged on the computer. You know what I'm saying? Whether your homepage is MSNBC, Headline News, Yahoo News, whatever the case may be, if one of them headlines on there that you've seen that you may have liked or was interested in, I'm probably touching on some of that, if not all of them, one or two of them, right here on this podcast. You know what I'm saying? So keep it locked right here and tell your people about it. You know what I'm saying? Tell everybody that you know about Kons Podcast. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep you updated on this wicked world Monday through Friday. Today is episode 306. You know what I'm saying? Today I just got three little topics. You know what I mean? Just going to go over today. I'm going to talk to you about Jimmy Fallon. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Fallon has some humor to go into, and the gratitude of Jimmy Kimmel being censored. A lot of late night comedian hosts had a lot to say and came out swinging with a bunch of sarcastic and comedic jokes surrounding what happened to Jimmy Kimmel. Even Jon Stewart had came out of retirement. You know what I'm saying? Jon Stewart was retired. He came out of retirement to come address this. You know what I mean? A lot of people is definitely having Jimmy Kimmel's back. You know what I mean? Being of a solid dude he was, and how good he was at what he did. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't messing with nobody. So it's just a bunch of bulls to me that, you know what I mean? And a lot of people agree with me that they are firing his show. You know what I'm saying? So up next is a little clips you're about to see. First, I got a clip of Jimmy Fallon, you know what I'm saying, doing the little comedic segment on what happened on his show. And then I got a clip of Sky News telling you about a bunch of different late night people was coming together and doing a bunch of little funny, sarcastic little segments towards what happened, and a whole bunch of other people. These next little clips is all dedicated to that. Check these clips out.
Guys, the big story is that Jimmy Kimmel was suspended by ABC after pressure from the FCC, leaving everyone thinking WTF. This morning, I woke up to 100 text messages from my dad saying, "I'm sorry they canceled your show." I go, "That's not me. That's Jimmy Kimmel." But to be honest with you all, I don't know what's going on. And no one does. But I do know Jimmy Kimmel. And he's a decent, funny, and loving guy, and I hope he comes back. Yeah, a lot of people are worried that we won't keep saying what we want to say or that we'll be censored. But I'm going to cover the president's trip to the UK just like I normally would. Here we go. Well, guys, President Trump just wrapped up his 3-day trip to the UK, and he
looked incredibly handsome.
As always, his tie was
exactly the right length.
And his face looked
like a color that exists in nature.
And his hair looked
better than Conrad's from the summer I turned pretty.
During the trip, protesters managed to project images onto the sides of Windsor Castle of Trump standing next to his good friend Jeff
Goldblum.
Even though his administration still insists that he's not in the
Goldblum
file, which we all know is absolute bull.
True.
Anyway, to sum it up, President Trump is
making America great again by restoring our national reputation, reinvigorating our economy, and rebuilding our military. I hereby nominate him for the Nobel Peace Prize.
And you can quote me on that.
Expected that within 24 hours of Jimmy Kimmel being fired by ABC, the usually compliant Jon Stewart would make 3 stunning moves to ensure he became the biggest winner. Just for hours after Kimmel's show was suspended, Comedy Central suddenly announced Stewart would switch to hosting twice a week and, breaking precedents, added a special Thursday slot this week. In the opening show, he deliberately changed the set to gold to mock the lavish decor of Trump's White House and introduced himself as a patriotic and obedient host, a complete departure from his previous image. He even directly pointed out on the show that Trump claimed Kimmel was taken off the air due to low ratings. But in reality, Kimmel's final live broadcast peaked at over 5 million viewers, a record high. Trump's statement was pure nonsense. Not only that, at 2 a.m. Stewart spearheaded the release of an open letter strongly condemning ABC for going to authoritarianism. The letter read, "Comedy is not a threat, it's oxygen. Canceling Kimmel means canceling all of us." The open letter was quickly shared more than 1 million times online, and hundreds of people holding Stewart for president signs gathered outside Comedy Central to protest. In just 1 day, Stewart managed to ride the wave of Kimmel's firing, seize the spotlight, and emerge as the biggest winner.
What is blatant censorship, and it always starts small. You know, remember like in week 1 of his presidency, Gulf of America. Call it Gulf of America. Sure, seems harmless, but with an autocrat, you cannot give an inch.
Anyway, to sum it up, President Trump is
making America great again.
We have another fun, hilarious, administration compliant show.
I just want to say before we get started here that I've always admired and respected Mr. Trump. Donald Trump is on his way back from a trip to the United Kingdom where he was met with protests, while back here at home his administration is pursuing a crackdown on free speech. And completely unrelated, I just want to say before we get started here that I've always admired and respected Mr. Trump. I've always believed he was, a visionary, innovator, a great president, an even better golfer. And if you've ever seen me say anything negative about him, that's just AI. I have been told, there's some clips of me on the internet making jokes about him from a few years back. Those are obviously deep fakes. I mean, come on. Does that look like me? That's clearly Teen Sheldon.
The president knows we're all God's children, and the president would never make light of a politically motivated attack.
We'll stand up to crazy Nancy Pelosi who ruined San Francisco. How's her husband doing, by the way? Anybody know?
You see, that's how it's done. You stop in the middle of a speech to inquire about the condition of an 82-year-old man who was attacked with a hammer in his own home. He has a fractured skull, Mr. President, but thank you for asking. Your kindness is only outshined by your manliness. So I don't know who this Johnny Drimmel live ABC character is, but the point is, our great administration has laid out very clear rules on free speech. Now, some naysayers may argue that this administration's speech concerns are merely a cynical ploy, a thin gruel of a ruse, a smokescreen to obscure an unprecedented consolidation of power and unitary intimidation, principleless and coldly antithetical to any experiment in a constitutional republic governance. Some people would say that. Not me, though. I think it's great.
Administration raising the stakes in the showdown with the broadcasters after ABC took Jimmy Kimmel's late night show off the air. Now, Jimmy Kimmel is on indefinite suspension following strong reaction to his comments about the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Hollywood writers protested outside his studio yesterday, calling his suspension an attack on free speech.
Thursday, multiple media outlets reported Kimmel planned to respond to the controversy on his show Wednesday. Reports say he spoke to Disney executives about his prepared monologue for Wednesday's show, but they worried it would only inflame the situation. The decision to pull the show further fueled by concerns over threats to Kimmel and his staff. But by then, Nexstar, the country's largest local broadcasting group, had already announced it would preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live after FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, a Trump appointee, appeared to threaten broadcasters who failed to, quote, take action against Kimmel. Nexstar is currently seeking FCC approval for a $6.2 billion merger with another media company, Tegna. On Thursday, Carr insisted his agency was empowering local stations to respond to the needs of their viewers. The president was more explicit about the potential consequences for broadcasters.
They give me only bad publicity. No press. I mean, they're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away.
And Nexstar, in a statement, said it had no communication with the FCC or any other government agency before making the decision to pull Jimmy Kimmel Live. Sinclair, another broadcaster, wants an apology from Kimmel and also a donation made to Charlie Kirk's foundation. As for when the show will go back on, if ever, that is still unclear. Though, Tony, there are media reports indicating that Disney is hopeful for its return.
God, Jimmy Kimmel's back. You know what I'm saying? But they trying to censor things for I don't know what reason. Dave Blunts came out and said that Kanye tried to groom him when he was working with him. He came out first. It's this little clip that had came out of him recording in the studio, and he in a little snippet of a song that he's recording came out. You could hear him say that Kanye tried to groom me. You could hear it clear in the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people were saying, and then plus he had shared these texts right here. You know what I'm saying? The image that you see on the screen right now, these are texts from him and Kanye. I guess he was telling that he was moving on, whatever his future endeavors planned out don't align with Kanye. You can see Kanye text back what parts didn't align, you know what I mean? And he told him he needs to find God, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's up with that, you know what I mean? We don't know if he really groomed him or not, you know what I'm saying? Till evidence come out. I don't know why he would come out and say that, put that in a song, but this is a song that he put these lyrics in that he's pre-recorded, you know what I mean? I hope they let the clip fly, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna let it play when the little snippet plays, you know what I mean? It's just one bar, so hopefully they don't trip off of it, you know what I'm saying? But in this clip, you're about to see the little clip that's been going around of him recording this song and saying that allegedly Kanye groomed him. Check this clip out.
I said my culture, I'm lazy. White bitch when I have my baby. She hit him up on the daily. Cut off Kanye West because that nigga tried to groom me. Niggas in my city talking about how they go shoot.
See, you know what I'm saying? That was him sitting on the couch putting a song together and then to let the snippet play saying that Kanye groomed him, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, what's happening? You know what I mean? I hope you enjoying this episode, you know what I'm saying? Hope you enjoy this episode, you feel me? Hope you enjoy these clips, hope you enjoying this information that I'm giving you. So go and hit the subscribe button to your daily hood journalist, you feel me? And follow along Monday through Friday and get your news and updates and all that good Monday through Friday right here on Kons Podcast. So go on and hit that subscribe button right now. Now is your time to do so if you ain't already. You feel me? Go on and hit that. Tell your people about it. Tell everybody to hit that too. You know what I'm saying? They won't be not satisfied. You feel me? Monday through Friday, hitting you with these news and updates, keeping you updated on current shit. Go on and hit that subscribe button for me. You know what I mean? Do that. right now. You feel me? You ain't doing nothing else. Go ahead and do it.
You hate me, don't you?
Update on the dude D4vd. You know what I'm saying? Update on David. You know what I mean? The dude whose past ex-girlfriend or was found in the trunk of the Tesla. You know what I'm saying? Cut up and decomposed. You know what I mean? So the cops had recently raided his house out in Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? They had went to the address that is tied to the license plates that was on the Tesla. We all know it came back in his name along with a address. You know what I'm saying? So the cops have recently raided the address, and all we know is that they have found a laptop and seized the laptop among some other things. You know what I mean? So this next little clip you're about to see is just somebody speaking on this subject. Check it out.
Today with the house where David had been staying. Tell me about that.
Yeah, this house where David had been staying at least earlier this year, probably even further back. Police had a search warrant. They got a search warrant, and they finally went through the house last night. We got some information about what they were looking for there. We know that there were photos of detectives leaving the house with a computer and then several other bags of evidence bags. We don't know exactly what they pulled out of there. We know what they were looking for, and it is very clear that they are trying to connect the victim, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, to that home, and obviously to David also. We should say the home is about a block and a half away from where David's Tesla was parked when it was towed to an impound yard.
Okay, that's important. The proximity between this home that was investigated and searched and where the Tesla was found. That's key. I have seen reporting that neighbors had seen a Tesla parked outside that home.
Yeah, that very Tesla. We've spoken to several neighbors who said that the Tesla with the Texas plates, which is what makes it stand out here in LA, a black Tesla with those Texas plates. You know, it was registered to David, who is from the Houston area. So we know that that Tesla is his. The thing that's still not clear is who was actually driving the Tesla when the body was placed in the car, who parked it where it was eventually found and impounded. Those are the dots that still need to be connected here. But as for this house, it's very clear that this is where David was staying. There are lots of photos that he posted from that home. He entertained people there. Benny Blanco came over and he posted some photos with him. The group Cat's Eye was there. They recorded a video with David, like a TikTok video with David in that house. So this is where he apparently was staying and clearly entertaining friends and, posting content from that home. So the one thing we have not seen is a video of Celeste or photos of Celeste in that house. Now, other photos have surfaced showing, it seems pretty clear at this point that David and Celeste had a relationship.
Then there's another singer. There's another song that I find disturbing. It's 2022, and it's called Romantic Homicide.
It is,
and
one
there's
of
some lyrics there that are disturbing.
It is actually one of his biggest hits. If you look up David's songs on a streaming platform, Romantic Homicide is usually near the top, if not the top song. And some of the lyrics from that song, he says, "In the back of my mind, I killed you, and I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it, but it's true. I hate you."
Important to say, no mention of the name Celeste here.
No mention of Celeste in there.
Doing the math, correct me if I'm wrong, she'd be 12 in 2022.
Yeah, we don't know when they first, met, when their friendship or whatever it was began. But obviously there are a lot of images now of them together. They had some sort of relationship, and now clearly police are trying to connect those dots as well. I got to tell you about the search at the house. We know what while we don't know what they actually left with, we know from law enforcement sources what they were looking for and what they did inside the house. They were looking for blood evidence. We're told that the detectives went through the house. There was with luminol, thinking that if whatever happened to Celeste, if she met her demise in the house, they wanted to see if there was any evidence of blood anywhere in the home. So they were using luminol around the house. They were checking drains to see if there's any, blood evidence or, blood or tissue that was in the drains there. So they did a scouring of this house looking for any evidence. Again, we don't know what, if anything, they found, but our law enforcement sources say when they executed this search warrant, that was on the list, a very long list of things they were looking for in that house.
In my classroom, in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up, I got another one, because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
Wait, how long ago was this?
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened, that it was this rapper, and then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media.
That was a update that the cops had raided that dude David's house, seized a few things. You know what I mean? But that's all the topics I got for today. Just a quick little 3 topics, you know what I'm saying? Episode 306, you feel me? Quick little recap of what we just went over, you know what I mean? I just showed you that a bunch of people has definitely got Jimmy Kimmel back. A lot of the late night comedian hosts came out swinging with a bunch of sarcastic jokes centered around Jimmy Kimmel being censored. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers, a whole bunch, Stephen Colbert, Jon Stewart, just to name a few of who came out swinging behind that. Also let you know that Dave Blunts put out a song and put out a snippet of him being recorded, of him recording, you know what I'm saying, and put a snippet out saying that Kanye groomed him. We don't know if this is true, but he put it in the song and got the people talking, wondering if it's true, along with some text messages that he shared that I showed you. Also, and I'll let you know about an update on David D4vd, however you, David, you know what I'm saying? That's what he say his name, that's how people call him, so I'm gonna call him David, you know what I mean? Despite the 4 in his name, you know what I'm saying? The dude David, the TikTok star that had the body found in the Tesla, which was, we found out later, was his past girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? The police had raided his house recently, you know what I mean? I believe yesterday, and seized a few things, you know what I'm saying? But that's everything I let you know on episode 306 today. So for the final and closing thoughts, not too much to say, you know what I mean, being that I just said a lot on the matter yesterday. Just wanted to further cover that people came out swinging and having Jimmy Kimmel's back, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the late night hosts, you know what I mean. So for the final closing thoughts, the closing final thoughts, however which way you want to rearrange them words, is that part of my episode, you feel me, where I let you know on what I think and my opinions on the topics that were shared with y'all today, you know what I'm saying. So Jimmy Fallon came out and put a little comedic segment, definitely taking stabs and jokes at the fact that they are censoring Jimmy Kimmel, you know what I'm saying. Jimmy Fallon came out with a swing. Jon Stewart came out of retirement, had the whole 10-15 minute segment, you know what I'm saying. They showed some of that in the clips that I showed you, you know what I'm saying. So a lot of people having his back, which is good to see, because it don't make no sense. I mean, you pretty much are firing him for what he's been doing for 20 plus years, you know what I'm saying. It's don't make no sense at all, you know what I mean. A lot of them is coming together because might as well fire them all then. They all doing the same thing that he doing, you know what I'm saying. So it just don't make no sense. It seems like a personal vendetta. Maybe Trump got against him, I don't know, you know what I'm saying. Trump put out a lie talking about it's the ratings, you know what I'm saying. That was definitely a lie, you know what I mean. Maybe it was in one of the clips. I can't remember what clips I used, but I know in one of the clips they definitely said the ratings that was a lie. You know what I mean? He had like 5 million something views. You know what I'm saying? He was number 1 on some chart. Like the thing that he said about bad ratings is all bullshit. It was a lie. You know what I'm saying? It's not true. You know what I mean? So I don't know why they try to censor Jimmy Kimmel, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people is definitely coming together, and it's dope to see that they all coming together and got his back on this, you know what I mean? Because we don't get it as a people, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like Jimmy Fallon said, you know what I'm saying? What the, and WTF, you know what I mean? After he named the NBC, ABC, and left the people thinking WTF, you know what I mean? I thought that was kind of brilliant how you put that together, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's good to see everybody coming and having his back, though. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we don't get it as a people as to why you firing Jimmy Kimmel. You know what I'm saying? Dave Blunts coming out and saying that Kanye groomed him, put it in a snippet. We don't know if this is true, you know what I mean? But, and why are you just now coming out about it? You know what I'm saying? Y'all worked together a long time ago when he was putting on the song. He said that you wrote the song called Cousins, about him, his cousin molesting him or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That was a little bit ago. So why are you just now coming out and saying this? You know what I mean? Did it just happen? Did it happen then? You know what I'm saying? And where's the evidence at? You know what I mean? Didn't you learn anything from Diddy that if you ain't got no evidence, it's not gonna fly, and they not gonna drop the gavel on nobody in the courtroom if you ain't got no evidence? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what this is, why he put that in the lyric, you know what I mean? The Kanye groomed him. I don't know why he would even say that, why he would put that out there, why he would put the narrative out there for that. I just don't understand, you know what I'm saying? Is it a I don't know. It can't be a money grab, because it ain't like we ain't heard about you filing no lawsuit. So what's the point putting it in the lyric, you know what I'm saying? Just to stir up something, just because you trying to be relevant, you trying to get coins, you trying to sell music. I don't understand, you know what I mean? What is the point in saying that if it really, let's say it really like for real did not happen? What is the point in even putting that out there in a song? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna definitely get people talking, you know what I mean? It ain't like people don't know who you are, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the point is in that, in saying that, you know what I mean? Yeah, but he came out and said in the snippet, and it got a bunch of people talking and made a headline, you know what I'm saying? I don't listen to the dude Dave Blunts, so I couldn't tell you 2 seconds of no song that he ever did. So an update on David D4vd, David 4vd, David VD4, whatever you want to call him, you know what I'm saying? David, you feel me? The TikTok star, the singer that had the body found in his trunk. They recently went to dude's house and seized a bunch of things, you know what I mean? Laptop, and who knows what's going to be on that, you know what I mean? They ain't let it be known if they done went through it or if they picked through it and seen this and that. We don't know nothing at the moment. We just know that his house was ran through and they was seasoned coming out of that mother with different things, you know what I mean? A laptop was one of them that somebody here reported and seen, you know what I mean? So we don't know what's on this laptop. Could be some damning evidence, you know what I'm saying? It could be some, you know, I believe they had some type of thumb drives also, so we don't know what's on them as of yet, but they definitely went to that house and raided it, you know what I'm saying, due to the body being found in dude's car. I mean, I don't know what's gonna come out of this, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know. Talking to a bunch of homies or whatnot, some people were saying that, you know what I'm saying, maybe she was gonna expose him of something. Maybe she could have got pregnant. Maybe, you know, she was a young girl, he was older, so maybe he was like, whoa, this can't come out, you know what I'm saying? I gotta have her erased. Like, who knows what the situation. These are kids, you know what I'm saying? They both are children, you feel me? So I don't know, who knows what the situation could have came or what the motive could have been, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. We don't know anything right now, I mean, but the police definitely raided that dude's house. They came out with a few pieces of items that they definitely gonna be looking all through. Stick with Kons Podcast, so I'll keep you updated on that David situation. I don't even know who dude is, you know what I'm saying? But I'll keep you updated as I be updated, you feel me? But that's my final closing thoughts for this fine Friday, you know what I'm saying? It is now 11:43 in the AM, you know what I'm saying? So that's my closing thoughts. That's my final and closing thoughts for this episode, for episode 306, you know what I'm saying? Thank all y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. You know what I mean? You could have been doing anything you wanted to do, no matter who you was. You know what I mean? Whether you was a little brother, a little sister, whether you was an older brother, older sister, a little cousin, an older cousin, you could have been cousin Pook, cousin Pookie, cousin Mookie, cousin Man. You could have been cousin Pete, cousin Keek, cousin KK, cousin Nunu, cousin Mimi. You know what I'm saying? You could have been a grandpa, a grandfather. And if y'all got pets that you're sitting there, you rubbing your hand on his head, whether your pet is a cat, whether you have a pet dog, a pet porcupine, you have a pet hedgehog, a pet fox, you have a pet goldfish, you know what I'm saying? You have a pet bearded dragon, a pet iguana, a pet lizard, a crocodile, whoever your pet is, you know what I mean? I give him this good salute that you see him scrolling up the screen, saluting you. You know what I mean? Salute to you and your pet for watching Kons Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for tuning in. The beat you hear creeping up. This beat was made by none other than, you know what I'm saying, my oldest son, Beats by Jay. Check this beat out. Let him talk to y'all in your ear while these little credits and my last little bit of comments on such matters run up the screen. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for tuning in. Episode 306. Thank y'all for watching. Have a good weekend.
You hate me, don't you?
That they don't know what the fuck shit. You understand that?